Hello, and welcome to SHIRO Show. The show that Shiro's the show that Shiro's it out.
Welcome,
Shears
everybody.
In half. Welcome.
Brand new SHIRO Friday.
Friday, if you will.
And I'm alive. I promise.
You survived. We brought him back from the dead.
Oh, today. No, thanks for joining us, Saturn Dave. Maybe you should come a little more often.
My hats.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. If I don't come close to death every week, you know.
Yeah.
You know, last week I wanted to be on actually, and I was thinking about it, but I ended up getting a high fever like right before the show. My fever spiked, and I was just like, I can't fake this. Like,
yeah.
You can't fake it or make it.
Can't fake it or make it. Yeah. So I just went to bed, and that was a good choice because I'm here now. Yeah. As a result.
Well, we're glad that you're feeling better and you're back with us, Dave.
You're back in the fray.
I've missed. I guess you're right. I've missed 3 weeks in a row due to various stuff, which means I've been just resting and watching a lot of anime.
You got relegated to the other guy status last week. Someone in chat was like, "Wait, where's the third guy?"
That's awesome.
Like,
that was awesome.
The third man.
The third guy. Yeah. Hey, that's fine. You know, as new people come, they're like, "Who's this guy? Why?
Right.
Why is he here?"
That's
random. Fine.
Anyway, welcome on, everybody.
Analog Black Sheep, Wiener Bob, Neil Henderson, Christian Marte, Tales of Saturn, Dragons of Saturn, Pudgy Bunny, Slow Coin, Captain Hawden, Paul Bort, Pierre Garot, Ice Pack, OG, PB Praga, Go TIK, what is that? Go Tick, and Sega Retrop View are here. So give a thumbs up and thanks for joining. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Nice.
Oh wait, I have the web browser still up. Oops. You got spoilers for people seeing stuff. The web browser's hidden.
So I was going to ask you, Dan. Several times before I couldn't be on the show, but I was going to ask you, like, what's your favorite anime of 2024?
No.
Because I've been binging a ton of anime on Crunchyroll, and there are some really good shows on there. I'm just wondering, like, what was your favorite show from last year? From last year. Yeah,
well, it probably was one that started in 2023 actually, and that was Apothecary Diaries. I thought that was a really good show, and the second season actually just started earlier this month. So, that's a really good show. And Frieren was probably a close second.
I don't want
That's a good show too. What's that?
Absolutely, without doubt, Don to Don is best of 2024.
Gosh, that's hard. Don to Don is, I would say, a popular choice, and that's probably my second favorite. But Solo Leveling was just absolutely incredible, and the new season so far is just absolutely incredible.
Okay.
So yeah, I highly recommend Solo Leveling if you haven't checked it out.
You know, somebody someone at the place I work at, I get shakes from said that, like at the One Stop Nutrition recommended Solo Leveling too.
It's freaking amazing. Like so far, I'm completely hooked. And but yeah, Don to Don was also. In fact, there's been so many good anime. You know, that's why I wanted to catch up with you guys and see like what stuff you've been watching. I heard Dan talk about Apothecary Diaries, so I definitely have to get caught up on that because I haven't.
Yeah, definitely.
Haven't checked that out. I've been watching Dr. Stone, and that's actually really good too. And
I heard Dr. Stone was gas.
Yeah. I mean, but there's like 3 or 4 seasons of that, and I'm only on the second season. But yeah, so. Bunch of other good stuff too, though.
Yeah, I know Frieren was definitely good last year as well.
MF Ghost.
That was pretty good.
It ended on a good note, like the second season. I'm like, okay, now I'm actually. The first season was really slow and kind of iffy. I kind of agreed with Pat, but I stuck with it, and the second season was great. So anyway,
I'm gonna get back to that. I need to figure that out. Figuring that up.
Momphis says it's nice to see you, Dave.
Oh, it's nice to see you too, Momphis. Yeah. He's been talking about doing some telephone line sim stuff at a local convention.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the chat. He was trying to figure out how to get that going. I actually told him I completely forgot how to do that.
Honestly, you just got to pick up one of those Viking line sims, and it is going to cost like $100 at least. Like it's about $100 to $120, but you just got to bite that bullet because they don't get any cheaper, and they're not going to get any more plentiful at this point. So, yeah, just do that, and then hit up Knight of Dragon. He'll tell you how to set it up, you know.
Yeah, but I think he'll give you some good advice.
You guys got pickups?
I did. I actually got one. So this one kept me busy all week. So essentially, this week I've been kind of incognito from all social media because I've been working on this, the Death Corpse of Krieg Warhammer 40k box set.
Wow.
It is a
serious box.
Yeah,
it's a big old box.
It comes with like the coast and next card to play the game, and it comes with 10 of these horses, the 5 Krieg engineers. And then this cool artillery piece, and then Lord Marshal Dreer, which is like some character that leads the horses. And I've been building them up. I didn't just get one box. I got 2 boxes of it.
Oh,
I bought 2 boxes. So working on my horses. Got all the horses right here. Got their artillery piece that I'm working on. This little big bang gun that's gonna. And I got the Krieg engineers that'll blow over the heck out of people. So. And then got Lord Marshal Dreer, which is like the special character for the horses that wants the stick. So I'm really excited about it. I have to build one more set of horses. There are 10 of them, and it took me forever to do 5. So I did 10 of them, and I have another 10 to build. So after that, I will have 20 horses, 10 of the Krieg engineers, and 2 artillery pieces. And I converted one of my other artillery pieces, so I have 3 of these now. So. I even started painting the base up and everything. I had like this cool basing with it, where I put like this trench thing. So this isn't what came in the box. I did this myself, where I put like these trench lines there.
Yeah.
The gravel. So the sandbags came with it, but I did more of the trenches. So I'm going to, once I get painting, I will paint those up, and they'll look really grim and cool and grim dark.
I saw you got one of those helmets with, like one of those magnification helmets.
Yeah, no, like, I got one of those for painting a while ago. My mom got it for me for my birthday, like a year or 2 ago. It's honestly the most painting object I've ever used. It makes fine details so good. So like it makes life easier, and of course it helps out with SHIRO when I have to check beveled edges on connectors. So
right.
So that always works. Yeah, no, so it was funny. Someone asked you about that, and I was like, I can't see in close. Let me get a picture of it. And I was like, wait, I have this headset. Let me see if that works. And I actually got a really fine detail of it to analyze the beveled edges on a connector. So that was really funny.
That's double use.
Yeah, double use. That
what
worked
about
really,
you,
really
Dan?
nice.
You got any goodies? Well, do you have any more goodies, Pat? Or should we move on to Dan?
I got other stuff, but I'll show that off next week. The other Warhammer stuff. I don't want to go in the other room, but I got other stuff, but that's for next week's surprise. That way I can show it off next week.
Okay.
So I am wearing one of my pickups. It is a brand new Sega Saturn T-shirt. It's a little bit underneath the table here, but yeah, it's I got it from the Amazon Sega shop. So it's an official Saturn T-shirt, which is really cool. Like I had to, get at least one of those. It's of like the motherboard of the Saturn, and then it has one of the Japanese advertising slogans where it says Sega Saturn represents a leap into the new age of entertainment. So it's pretty cool. This is technically the first time I've ever been able to give money to Sega for a Saturn thing officially.
Is that one of those shirts on Amazon?
Yeah, it's from the Amazon Sega shop, which I got 2 shirts from them.
Someone said that's oddly sexual. I don't know what's that referencing.
What do you mean, the little slogan?
I don't know. That's what David Zaney said. I guess your shirt's
oddly sexual. Maybe he just really likes the Saturn T-shirt. Maybe it was the way I stood up. I don't know. Well, anyway, so I bought a second T-shirt. And thanks, Pat. And this one is a PSO2 New Genesis T-shirt. It says ARCs, and it's got the 2 main protagonists, the 2 waifus, Aina and Manon, on there. So that's cool. I'd always I'd wanted them to sell some PSO2 merch, and for years they had not. And it's like, well, if they ever do, I'm totally gonna get some. So they finally did put some PSO2 merch up. So I got that T-shirt, and then I also, you can't see it, but I got a new pop socket with Rappies on it for my phone. That's
Pop
pretty
socket.
cute.
We're going back to 2020, aren't we?
Right?
Dude, I use my pop socket every day. I actually just broke my pop socket last week. Broke it. Like the base of it had little pieces come out of it. I don't know how I did it. I didn't do anything weird. I just popped it out once and it just it came off.
Just shattered.
So I needed a new one.
Sorry, I was thinking fidget spinner. Oh, the thing that goes on the back of the phone.
No,
Sorry.
fidget,
Yeah.
the thing that goes on the back of your phone.
Sorry,
Helps
for
you
some reason
hold
I thought
it,
fidget spinner. I don't know why.
Dan got a fidget spinner.
No, I didn't get a
Oh.
fidget spinner.
I got one of those snap things, which is kind of like a mag charger and a pop. It's kind of like a pop socket alternative.
Okay.
But yeah, those things are good. Those things will help a lot with hand cramps.
Yes,
especially when you're doing hours of Duolingo.
Yeah, that's what it was, Dave. Hours of Duolingo.
That's what it was. Yeah.
It's not practicing Japan on any sites that start and
one-handing
and
Duolingo
end with a hen wearing a tie. That's
You're
for
terrible,
sure.
Pat.
No,
Anyway,
that's definitely not what you practice that.
On that note, I have one more pickup to show off. It is actually a Sega Saturn game, so very relevant to the Shiro show, and it is Quarterback Club 96, NFL Quarterback Club 96. So I had said on the show a while ago that I didn't want to get any NFL football games for the Saturn because they didn't start coming out until after the 1995 season, and that is the last season that the Cleveland Browns were in Cleveland before they got stolen by Baltimore and turned into the Ravens, and which was a very upsetting experience. But I was watching some Saturn footage on YouTube.
I do know how he feels.
Yeah, he does. San Diego Chargers, RIP.
Well, no, also I know that you got really upset about this before.
Yes, I did. Well, so I was watching footage on YouTube, and I happened to watch footage of this particular game, Quarterback Club 96, and they had the Browns in it. I'm like, really? They have the Browns? So I'm looking up the release date. Here it came out January 1996. So I'm guessing they probably and the Browns move was announced in October 95. It was there were just a couple of months lead time. So I'll bet they probably were finishing this game up right when that was announced, and they're like, well, it's too late to change everything. We'll just leave it. So they just left the Browns as if they're going to be played. So it's in really good shape. It comes with this cool poster that's got
whoa, that's a cool effect.
The controls for the audibles.
I'm guessing that sheet is green.
Fun. Yeah. Oh God, yeah, it is green. Yeah, it's
it was a cool effect. There was the couch effect. Whoa, cool. That's really cool.
Holding letters in front of me. Okay,
no, it's a really cool effect on it. It was colored in. It just had the couch texture. It looked really cool though.
Nice. So it also comes even with the little foam square. So that's nice. Disc looks good. So yeah, I was playing this last night actually, and
is that
plays
online
pretty well.
purchase
Looks good.
or local shop?
Oh no, local shop. Yeah,
local shop. Yeah. Cool.
So it was $10, $10 whole dollars.
Nice. On a Saturn, a long box Saturn game for $10. Not bad.
You can't beat it, homie. You can't beat it.
Practically perfect condition. So yeah. That was
and honestly, sports games are better than folks give them credit for. Honestly, I think sports games. You can have Saturn's got a lot of great sports games, so that's cool. I'm happy for you, Dan.
Same.
Kudos. Congrats.
Yeah, the game does look good and plays well, and all the players are sprites, but they look good. They don't look weird.
Right.
It handles pretty well. Has a lot of different plays you can choose and stuff. So yeah, it's a nice looking game.
Yeah, All-Star Baseball 97 is kind of like that too. Players are sprites, but the whole thing plays really well and it has commentary. It's one of my favorite baseball games on the Saturn. I'm curious though.
Not to be confused with All-Star Baseball 97.
Not to be World Series.
Baseball. Inside joke. Funny, it just came up on the screen too.
I'm just curious, Dan. How many long boxes are you up to now for your collection?
I don't know. I'll have to look. I have more than a dozen. I don't have a ton.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay,
I have a lot more games that are loose too.
Right.
So,
but I know you pick up the odd long box every once in a while, so that's cool. You got a shelf going on then. That's cool.
Yeah, I do. Downstairs.
And
a bunch of Japanese games too.
Any figures? Any new figures?
No new figures. I definitely have bought a lot of figures lately. I don't know if you saw the show where I showed off Majima, and then before that was Kiryu, both from the Yakuza series.
Yeah,
those were cool and pricey. And I got
those were
mine
awesome.
for my Sega Saturn shelf.
Yeah, my Shiranui. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, my Shiranui. So she was cool. Yeah, so I've gotten some good figures lately. I'm just gonna enjoy them. I think I'd actually said last week I spent too much. No more pickups. And then I broke my pop socket, and we needed
when that happens.
Yeah, we needed some what is it called? Like power strips to kind of like organize things both in the office and in the living room. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm making this big order on Amazon. I may as well get these couple of T-shirts, you know. And yeah, $10. And then when I saw the footage with the Browns and NFL Quarterback Club, I'm like, and I saw it in the store over the weekend. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that. It's $10.
I'll get that. Get the Bears and the Browns.
Yeah. It does have the Bears too, definitely. It has the Jaguars and the Panthers, the new franchises at the time.
Go Bears. But no, that's
Bears.
really cool. The Bears. But yeah, no, there's also somebody asked me in the chat about the Space Marine 2, the Space Marine 2 secret level, and the Stardust 2. Stardust 2 looks kind of cool. I'm excited for that. I want to see the one with the Tau fight, and then the secret level one. I did see that last year. That's probably the only good one. The other good one that I liked was the one for Armored Core with Keanu Reeves. That was pretty good. I like that one. And the Unreal Tournament one is actually pretty good too, but the rest of them were absolute garbage. I don't know if they came out with more of them, because like they only had like 10 of them when they released. But yeah, I was excited for that, but no, I guess I see Dolly updates this week.
I see Starlight Witch Gaming said in chat that NFL QB Club 96 was the only Sega Saturn football game at the time. Madden 96 was canceled before Sega licensed a different football game and rebranded it as NFL 97. Yeah, that's true. Unless you want to count Quarterback Attack with Mike Ditka. That is technically an American football game that came out in late 95. But yeah, the first like actual football game, like, you know, normal football game was Quarterback Club 96 in January 96. So I guess that's why they were able to sneak the Browns in there.
That sounded awfully anyways, that's really cool. Really cool.
Well, I'm mesmerized by the sizzle reel behind us, because I just realized it must be, the speed must be turned up to like double because it's like it's wigging out whenever it does like the transitions.
It's the same speed it's always been.
Is it the same? Okay, I'm just not used to it.
I mean, we haven't used that one in quite a hot minute. It's playing normal speed though.
Right. Okay.
Did you have any pickups,
what else?
Dave?
Yeah, let's hear your pickups. Besides the knowledge that you've been inserting into your brain.
I picked up the flu. I've been like, honestly, I've been bedridden a lot, you know, so it's like I've been studying a lot of kanji, studying a lot of Japanese through various methods, reading books and stuff, and then also watching anime. It's funny, I've been trying to watch anime with Japanese subtitles so I can like listen to it, but oftentimes I find that it's just too much of a brain exercise, so then I switch back to English subtitles. So yeah, exactly. It's like I'm not there yet. I'm not there to the point where it's like I'm either learning or I'm like enjoying watching anime. And if it's a really good anime, I'm just like, I just want to watch this and enjoy it, you know? So yeah, but I'm trying to get there. Like I'm definitely understanding a lot, but can't when it comes to like trying to speak. It's rough. So, but yeah, I'm gonna try to like attend like a meetup locally to when I'm better. So maybe like starting next week, try to attend a local meetup that meets up at a sushi restaurant on Convoy, like the Japantown area, and they do like, you know, discussion groups and stuff like that. So
I should probably look at that for a German one. I haven't looked in a while, so
easy. I'm sure there is one, you know. I mean, there's definitely one in San Diego. Out in El Cajon, there's like an entire like Bavarian society, and they do legit Oktoberfest every September, late September, early October. And everybody's wearing lederhosen, and they've got like 10 different German beers on tap. But yeah, I'm sure in Arizona there's like a German society that you
I
can.
mean, there's like a bunch of German ones that always like the drinking ones though that I'm worried about. But I'll check it out. There has to be a language like meetup specifically for
Maybe there's a
language.
maybe there's a club of folks who play Warhammer that
they got
speak
that.
German.
Yeah, that's insinuating some stuff we can't talk about on the cast
I guess
right
that's
now.
true.
That's insinuating some stuff, but
Wiener
no.
Bob, thank you for the $4.99. Budget or buttery? He says, eating ice cream right out of the tub. Get well soon, Dave.
I mean, technically it's budget if you don't have any utensils.
So it's budget because you don't have a bowl to put it in, I guess, but it's also buttery. But then again, if you fall asleep with the tub of ice cream on your belly or your chest or whatever, then that's just sad.
That's not good. Yeah, Cerulean points out that save some for tomorrow. It's National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. That's an obscure
ice cream
one.
for breakfast.
I know what I know what I'm doing with my girlfriend tomorrow.
Is that a real thing? Because if my son
Maybe.
finds out about that, it's over.
Yeah, don't tell him. Don't tell him, Dave.
He'll take
National Eat Vegetables for Breakfast Day.
He'll take any excuse to get sugar into his system, you know? Just put it in my veins, you know? In fact, he's probably in the house right now sneaking something from somewhere.
You know what you should do to encourage him to trick him? You should have him do workout, and every time he works out, you have to give him a protein shake that's chocolate. Your son would be jacked in no time.
For real.
But yeah, just tell him, hey, we have to work out, but you get this chocolate delicious treat afterwards, and it's just filled with like just protein powder and creatine, and it's like your son's gonna be lifting those weights.
I can't talk though because he's in baseball, soccer, and flag football.
Oh yeah, he's good. He doesn't need to lift
Boy
weights.
Scouts. So it's like I'm really the one that I'm the one that needs the workout for sure. But yeah, so.
No, I
thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan and Bunny, for buying the Girl Scout cookies. My daughter's in Girl Scouts, and she wants to earn, I don't know, whatever award or it is for selling a certain amount of Girl Scout.
There, it looked like.
I think so. Yeah. So
is there any way I can buy the cookies and you can just keep them? Because I want to support.
Yeah, you can gift cookies.
Oh, you can.
Actually,
because I want to support them, but I don't want them in my house because. The thing is that Girl Scout cookies is my weakness. If I get them, I'm eating a whole sleeve in a day. That's like I will just die.
Yeah, no, there's an option for that
for other people or whatever.
Yeah. I'll buy them I'll buy it for Dave's son after all that workout and stuff.
Oh my god.
I'll be like I'll put a note be like eat the whole sleeve in one go. Go Jesse, go for it. Don't listen to your dad. Eat that whole sleeve in one go. You earned it.
Chug the sleeve.
Yeah, eat that sleeve.
You're being a bad uncle. You're being like the bad uncle.
Hey, dude, that kid is in 3 different sports and is in so much exercise. He can eat a sleeve once in a while. Not the whole thing though, just one sleeve. That's the permission I give.
Right.
Only Bliss wouldn't eat the entire sleeve.
Yeah, no, I don't.
See, Scotty Mo's on our level.
Pat and I, we got something, but I don't think we can talk about it yet, right, Pat?
No, we're not allowed to talk about it. We got a secret project.
Secret. But we'll talk about it soon. Aside from that, I don't have any pickups, so we could move on to
dang, another 199 from Wiener Bob.
Thank you,
Budget
Wiener Bob.
eating the whole sleeve. That is buttery.
Buttery goodness.
Because you're spending all that money for the Girl Scout cookies and you're eating it. That's 1,000% buttery.
Especially if they're shortbread. Then it really is buttery. Oh, dude, and I gotta say, Dan, I did some research, and yeah, it must be a real regional difference because the ABC bakers, they're the originals. They've been baking since 1939. Apparently, the little brownies came into the picture around like early 90, like 1990 or something like that.
I mean, it doesn't mean that ABC is better. Maybe
it's better.
Little Brownie
Dan has his regional bias in him.
Well, the name is apropos because Little Brownies, their cookies tend to be more like soft and like brownie like, and the ABCs are like snappy, like crunchy, and like the Thin Mints are actually thin and minty. Whereas everybody says that the Little Brownies, they're like thick and more on the chocolatey side and not so minty.
They're definitely still very minty. Believe you me. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
They're still quite minty. I don't know what the other ones taste like. I just know how the ones I'm used to taste like. So Anyway, yeah, we can go into
For
SHIRO
sure.
community updates next if we've got the
Alrighty.
jingle queued up.
I mean, I got something queued all up. I just I
Okay.
almost said tinkle by mistake.
Of course, wasn't my
Sorry.
mistake.
I'm all about peeing. All right, what's the community update?
So, yeah,
Oh,
today.
I'm an idiot. It's the podcast. I am stupid. Sorry about that.
Are we okay?
No, I'm literally dumb. I just realized that it's like, what's community updates? Oh yeah, it's the podcast. My brain is just smashed in itself today. I'm sorry, boys.
No, I also have
Okay,
a
good,
little
okay.
update about the community challenge from Double Dime. Today is the last day for the community challenge, and Double Dime says January comes to a close, and with it, 2025's first Sega Saturn SHIRO community challenge. In this month's Winter Heat Challenge, we've had about 215 submissions from 18 different participants. The current kings of the Icy Mountain are Tortured. Is it Tortured? I think Tortured Greg, leading in 7 of the 12 categories. Private Eye, leading in 4 categories, including the 11 event Heat. And the Notorious VDP still down for quickest downhill. Things are not yet finalized. Everyone still has until midnight Pacific time to get their slickest scores and times to see who's got the cool to win the patch prizes and the special 11 event Heat t-shirt. Thanks for that, Double Dime. Yeah, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, sorry, it's already over.
Too late.
Yeah, too late.
RIP to you guys.
Everyone watching this live, you have under 9 hours.
Yeah, get busy
play Winter
living.
Heat.
Get busy living.
And then, yeah, we did have our first mainline podcast in quite a while finally go live for everyone earlier this week.
And you were on it, Dan.
Yeah, and I was
great.
on it for
Dan
once.
was on the
Yeah, I
cast.
mean-
Dan lived his life on the cast.
Which it would have been it would have been messed up if Dan wasn't, since he wrote most of the articles. There was a ton of stuff that happened last year, and Dan was at the center of a lot of the scoops, a lot of the stuff going on, and it was a fun podcast. We kind of did a different thing than we normally do. In the past, we've done audio only recording, and then somebody, be it Pat or me or Peter, has had to sit there for hours and cut up all the audio and try to make it perfect, right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
This time,
I loved using 3 hours of my day doing that.
we decided to take a page out of the Sega guys book, honestly, so they can have some credit there, and just do the video thing and not really worry about having it be perfect. I mean, I suppose some folks will enjoy being able to watch us on video. And then also, for folks listening on the podcast, hopefully there's not too many flubs or wastes of time, where we end up getting into the weeds on subjects. But essentially, it saves us a lot of headache from having to do a bunch of post-production, and helps us stick to a schedule. I think that's the most important part, is we want to maintain a consistent recording schedule and putting casts out, basically at the end of every month. It's for Patreons, and then to the public every month. So we're planning on having 12 episodes this year, 12 mainline episodes. Editor's Corner is separate. If Pat and I get our shit together, we'll be able to do some Editor's Corners for you. And then, of course,
No guarantees on that one.
And then,
I'm
of course,
joking.
the live show continues to be the leader in consistency, I guess. Having never, I don't know if we've missed
We
one.
missed like 3 or
One or
4,
two.
because I remember we took off because it was like Christmas, and we were
Right,
both like,
right.
nah, we're not doing that,
But yeah,
homie.
it was like Christmas or something, and I don't think a lot of people cared, because they were probably.
It's Christmas.
They were
yeah.
doing Christmas
But I
too.
mean, but since 2021, it's amazing that this thing has kept
4
rolling
years.
on,
Can you
so,
believe it? 4 years in like 2
kudos.
months.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Mompus said in chat, it was a really nice cast, a good idea. Wish to have one for 2025, especially as a contrast for all the political shittiness that will happen. Yes, well.
Oh yeah.
We
Well,
didn't
we'll
get
be
to have one for
entertained
24.
from
Like
the
he
real
wants to do
world.
one, or wants to be on one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think
I'm
he
not
just
sure anymore.
wants one for some respite from everything that's going on.
Okay, he wants another
Yeah,
one,
maybe.
I guess. Yeah, I'm not
But
sure.
yeah, no, I mean, believe it or not, the last mainline cast that we recorded was the 2023 year in review. So
oh my God, really?
We took it. Yes,
And a
they're
whole
back
year.
to back. They're back to back. We kind of took a year off from doing any mainline casts. And for folks who may not know, like the mainline casts again is like evergreen content. It's where we usually take one topic and we just like deep dive it with all 5 of us, you know. And it might be like a general topic, but it's usually well researched, and we have like an outline and everything like that. So it differs from Editor's Corner. But yeah, because you know, it's just tough. It's just been tough with regard to like editing and just having everybody be there to record, and you know, scheduling and rescheduling many times. I think that moving forward, we have a system that's going to work and help us be consistent for this year. So, yay!
Yeah,
I think
maybe Dan will be. Maybe
Everyone
Dan
will
will
enjoy
join
it.
us some more. Yeah. So
Yeah, maybe we'll see if
maybe.
you know the subject
Sorry,
is one that I can talk
host
about.
override. Dan can't go. I'm just joking.
Did Dan shrink?
Rip.
It
Oh
looked
no, I
like
just
he
leaned back a little bit.
Oh, you just leaned back.
He's just leaning back on the couch, you know, taking a nice little.
Yeah, I'm just
That's
Little lean back,
practical.
you know,
That's
hanging
practical
back.
effects for you right there. He
quite-
can shrink at will.
get my arms. There we go.
little arm. So we're doing that. I'm gonna put my arm right there. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
perfect.
Just lean on the
Yeah,
couch.
Dan. Yeah.
I think Dave's the one that
Anyway.
legit has it. Dave is the one that actually legit has a couch. Like he's
I'm
literally sitting.
legitimately on a couch. I really
Like,
am.
I'm on a was it the Harmon Miller Miras?
Yeah.
I'm on one of those chairs.
I'm on a piano stool.
Okay.
Yeah,
For
your
what it's
butt
worth,
must
this
be
couch.
so
Pad
sore.
on it.
For what's worth, this couch is not very comfortable. As you guys have probably heard me complain about before several times. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an old couch. It's my wife's deceased grandmother's couch. It's like the last thing she had, and it was like an antique couch. And boy, is it an antique! Because I think we might need to repolster the darn thing. But either way, it's better than sitting on the floor.
Imagine
so.
how many farts went through that chair.
Oh my god.
Seriously, mostly mine.
What a
Yeah.
thought.
Oh no, your own chair?
All of our chairs. Well, yours that couch specifically, if it's an antique, the years and
Yeah.
years of different people sitting on it and farting. There must be so many farts lining that couch. It must be nuts.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we're nothing here but the men of high class here at SHIRO.
Yeah.
All high class
exactly.
discussion all the time.
Well, what next do we have that's high
We've
class?
got news. We got the news
News.
segment,
That
isn't
is
it?
News
very high
segment. We
class.
gotta get the segment going
Gotta
on.
Get all buttoned up and professional here for the
We got new
news.
music by Random, but I forgot to add it in. So the new
Well,
segment.
he's in the chat here to give you a hard time about that.
Yeah, because he.
Right.
No,
It's
did
okay,
I switch
actually.
that? No, Radical Report. That's.
I'm just,
Hello
switch
everyone,
out
I'm
with the
Random.
one.
I made the music.
We'll
Nothing
do
else.
Smooth
Random.
Harmony. I'm gonna reset it. We'll do it. The new one, Smooth Harmony.
since you are here, I will take the opportunity to say that Random makes some kick-ass music.
He does.
He does.
He makes the
And we
music
all
that's
love him.
kicking ass. Yeah, there you go. There's a new music segment. This is the Smooth Report. So we got the.
Wait, are you playing it right now?
Yeah, I mean you can't hear it, but the audience can
I
hear
can't
it.
hear it.
Yeah,
Can they?
that's the thing.
Okay.
We
The
can't
audience can hear it. Yeah.
Turn my volume up.
So our first news item today is that the Saturn emulator Chronos got a new update over the holidays to version 2.7, but its developer is probably not going to be working on it in the near future, maybe not at all.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he's not dead, thankfully. He's just not working on the emulator anymore. So yeah, Chronos 2.7 went up on December 31st. There's a Sega Extreme thread about it, posted by the Chronos main tester, Benjamin Siskou. And you can download it from tradu-france.com. We've got links on our website, SegaSaturnShiro.com, in the story. Or you can look it up in the Sega Extreme thread under the news forum. So the new version features support for games that were not playable in earlier versions, like Aqua World, Gotha, Mega Man 8, Roommate Ryoko in Summer Vacation, as well as Senken Kigyoden. It also
Classics.
fixes graphics Yes. Well, Senken Kyoden, we just had a Best in Saturn in not too long ago from Peter, and that was that Tale of Fairies and Sword or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? It was like like a top-down RPG. Yeah. China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what that is. So yeah, it's some good games to have working. They also fix graphics in games like Doom, Grandia, Virtua Cop 2, and more. The improvements are shown off in a video posted on YouTube. And so yeah, Chronos, if you don't know, is a fork of the Yabause emulator. It's been in development since at least early 2018. And its last update was kind of a more minor one in September. And the last like major update was about a year ago. But just last week in the Chronos Discord server, the emulator's developer FCare said that he's moved on to other projects. And he isn't sure if he'll be back to Chronos in months, years, or ever again. He said, I'm currently lowering a lot the priority of Chronos in the list of my open projects. Hopefully, a new developer with more time will continue to maintain and fix the project more actively. He has pleaded for at least a year for someone to come help him to work on the simulator. He doesn't really want to just work on it on his own. I guess he's tired. All he's gotten is people coming to him asking for more fixes and updates and stuff. So his reply to them in the Discord was, do not wait for someone to implement your wishes. If you're a developer, try and propose solutions. Otherwise, just cross your fingers. So he's just kind of throwing up his hands. So if anyone is interested in helping out on Chronos, we do have a link in the story I wrote to the GitHub page where you can take a peek at the code. You can also join the Chronos Discord server. There's a link to that too, or go to the Tradu France forum, which they do have an English forum in there. It's mostly a French forum.
Or if you speak French, or French,
or
help out.
If you speak French,
if you're Sega France guys or Sega Europe guys would appreciate it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Just kind of as I guess a layman who hasn't used this emulator before, Dan, and I know you've written a few articles on it over the years. Like, from someone who's just listening to this, like, what would be the benefit, or like, why would you maybe choose this emulator specifically over some of the other options that are out there?
It does
need to put you on the spot.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, because every emulator a lot of emulators are in a good spot these days. I mean, Chronos certainly is not perfect. Since it is a fork of Yabause, it does have like the ability to upscale the graphics, which can look nice, and it does have some nice, easy to use debugging functions. It does have STV Titan arcade support. So that's cool too, but kind of on the downside of it is that all forks of Yabause are a little more prone to crashing than other Saturn emulators are. I don't know if Chronos has the same like audio bugs that say Yabasan SHIRO does. I'm not exactly sure. It may have fewer audio issues in that one. And I mean, up until now, Chronos has been updated more regularly than some of the other emulators, so that was kind of a good thing to it. But yeah, I mean, also each emulator they have their strengths and weaknesses with specific games. Some of them run a game better than the others, maybe. So if there's a game that just does not run or doesn't run well in one emulator, like Yabasan SHIRO or Bendafin, you can check it in Chronos and maybe it'll run better or look correct in that one, or sound correct.
Gotcha.
So isn't Mr. getting STV? Martin Evans asked in chat. Yes, it is. I think it already has. I think the most recent Mr. Saturn Core did add STV support. I'm not sure if it's perfect yet, but I mean the STV is just basically the Saturn in arcade form. But it uses cartridges instead of CDs.
Bo offers that graphics debugging is the Chronos feature.
Okay.
I guess that would maybe
there's extra graphics
make
debugging
it stand
features.
apart. Yeah, graphics debugging.
Thanks,
Bo, for providing that. Yeah, I always wonder, because again, there didn't used to be this many. Actually, I should say in the very early nascent days of Saturn emulators, there were like a ton of like really shitty Saturn emulators that barely worked because it was just like everybody trying to, strike gold on the first Saturn emulator, that actually worked. Yeah, and then of course there were a couple like SSF and so, and now it seems like we just have tons of options. There's a plethora of options when you think about how you could play Saturn on a PC, or
I only really
Mac.
knew about like SSF and Giri Giri being like early Saturn emulators.
Oh gosh,
like,
there was
turn of the century.
Yeah, there were other ones besides gosh, what is that moon or satellite? I don't know. There was one named after a satellite that went to Saturn. There was another there were a handful on like the emulator zone back in the day, and I'm talking like really back in the day. But anyway,
nothing
now
will
it seems
ever beat Nesticle being the single greatest name for an emulator of all time.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, anyway, no, I mean, I just think it's great that there is plenty of choice out there. And so, here's a project that's been worked quite a bit on. So if anybody happens to be listening to this and is interested.
I did not realize they had a game that has that in it.
Oh, wait, Dave, you were talking about the Cassini emulator.
Cassini, that's what I was thinking of. A Cassini, yeah. That
was the spacecraft that went to Saturn.
Right, yeah, Cassini. There were some others too, and I mean, I think people probably just don't count them because they could hardly boot a game. Like they could hardly boot the BIOS. That might have been all they could have done is like boot the BIOS, and but I just remember back in, I don't know, the year 2000, there were like 4 or 5 all trying to be Saturn emulators, but. Anyway, moving on.
Hey, Pat, that game that you saw in the footage there where you're like, oh, I didn't know this game like that. That was actually developed by Sega themselves and published by Sega themselves.
Wow.
That is in the Iron Storm series. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Sega, for putting that. Thank you for putting that in the game. In the game, I'm sure we won't get demonetized because of that.
Well, that's it. Well, so in Iron Storm, you could actually play as the German army in World War II, but you could also play as the American army, and I think the Japanese, or
did they keep that in the localization by Working Designs?
Yes, I believe so. But that particular game that you saw, because I was looking that up too, it came out I think early 1998, so it was like a late Saturn game. Sega made it, and you only play as the German army in World War II. That's the only side, as far as I can tell. So, yeah.
Oh, Saturn. Yeah. Saturn was the other one that I was thinking of. That was really old.
Yeah. Saturn. Okay.
Saturn.
I didn't even heard of that one.
Currently, there are Mednefen, Kronos, BizHawk, Yabasan Shiro, Nova, SSF, Yabauze, MAME, Saturnin, Saturn, Giri Giri. I think RetroArch does Saturn, but what is that like?
Well, it uses. So RetroArch uses Beetle Saturn, which uses Beetle.
Right. Okay. So did they mention Beetle in this list? They didn't even mention Beetle. This is like the wiki for Saturn emulators, and they don't even mention Beetle on here.
Yeah.
Why did he mention MAME?
What does that one person mean that somebody commented? Was that a joke? The Working Design version actually puts more Hitler in the game. Was that like a joke? Or did they actually put more of that in there? Because I don't know if that's the case, KS. So let me know.
Neil Henderson, yeah, I think it does have him on the cover. Yeah.
Okay, that's a joke. Okay, cool. I was worried that they actually did that. To be fair, though, KS, it wouldn't really surprise me if they did.
There's a Saturn emulator for Wii. That is crazy. There's 2.
Yeah.
Does it work well?
SATA GX and Yabauze Wii. It's been a while since I've looked at Wii Homebrew, so I had no idea. That's crazy. There's a Dreamcast. What? Yabauze for Dreamcast? Okay, that's
I guarantee
crazy.
you that's not going to work.
I guarantee you that doesn't run. But still, the fact that somebody tried, you have to pat them on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to derail us.
It's cool.
So,
that's cool. Kronos. I mean, we're just trying to get we're getting a discussion going on. It's all good.
Yeah. Not a derail. So what's our next story?
Alrighty, Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to say that would be Daisymon 2, Best of Saturn.
Yep, Daisymon 2. So this one we've covered on the podcast, I think a couple times. I know we did the shoot 'em up one, but this is a late 1997 release by Athena. Daisymon 2, it's an interesting shooter. Basically, it comes with pre-built levels, but you can actually customize your own shmup and levels, and actually put them on a floppy disk and actually trade them with your friend using the floppy drive. So the floppy drive does actually have a use with it.
Not only that, but I think you could also send them to Athena themselves. I think there was a program like that. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
could have sworn
Yeah.
there's like a compilation too. There's like a version you could download like on a website or something.
I think
The
so.
amount
Yeah.
of games made in this engine is amazing. It
And
just
so-
goes on. It goes on.
Seriously, like some of the Saturn already has a ton of good shmups, but there are some banger shmups that can only be played through Daisymon 2 that are, I would argue, just as good as some of the commercial ones that we enjoy on the Saturn. And if any folks happen to have, like the OEM backup cart, the OEM backup cart.
Mhm.
You can load some of the smaller shmups onto that. You can fit like one or two, or you can fit like one of the bigger ones onto that cart and boot off of, download and boot one of the shmups off of that cart. But if you have a Saturn Gamers cart, which will read data directly from the SD card, which you can get on Cafe Alpha's site, you get the Saturn Gamers cart, you could load a ton of shmups off an SD card, and regardless of the size, And there's some, like I say, really, really, really good. In fact, you can download some of the shmups from that site as well with the Saturn.
I wonder if you
Gamers
can
cart.
actually do the same thing with the Satiator and the Saru with their built-in save function. I wonder if you're able to do that.
The potential is there. Like, I would think that you would be able to, because it's kind of the same thing. But I'm sure if Trekkies were here, he'd probably educate me on why it currently isn't possible. Or maybe they're just not concentrating on that right now. Right now, they've gone on record saying they're just concentrating on commercial compatibility.
Or maybe it is possible, but nobody's tried it
But
yet.
the possibility is there. I mean, because if they can do per game save and that kind of stuff, I know they can read directly from the SD card. And the SD card can be treated like a backup RAM cart. In that case, I think that it is possible. They just haven't released that yet. But I would love to see a firmware where that capability is done, because then I would get like a terabyte SD card, and I would have the entire Saturn collection plus like all the shmups from Daisymon 2. If folks haven't checked out this game, definitely check it out. There's like three
to check it out.
just off the disc. There are three that you can play. I think 3 demo games that are
there
kind
are
of on the
free demos.
and they're on the
horizontal
shorter
one,
side.
a vertical one, and surprisingly, a 3D one.
A
You can
3D
make
one.
3D shoot 'em ups.
You can, but
And
it's
speaking of making things with this engine, just a quick fun fact about you guys remember Kingdom Grand Prix? The thing we
Yes,
held like
sure.
in November? Yeah.
yeah.
We originally during the discussion to decide what game we were gonna, do for that, the council initially thought about using Diamond 2 as the game. We thought about doing that, but then a lot of stuff happened, the deadlines were tight, and we just went with Kingdom Grand Prix. But yeah, this game is so good, we considered it. So yeah, definitely check it out.
I mean, it might be still on the table. It sounds like.
Yeah, don't
You're talking-
spoil it, random.
Yeah, definitely a lot. Folks need to know about this game. Like, and I think that because of the Japanese language, well, the Japanese is the language barrier is one part to it, but the fact that a lot of people can't play any of the fan-made shmups without having some kind of, either the backup cart or the gamers cart, which is even more niche, has meant that a bunch of people have not like really
Taking advantage of this, because like
I'm telling you, like the trial games, I guess, or the demo games that are on the disc are just the tip of the iceberg. There are some incredible shmups that have been
there's some
created by the
nutso
community.
ones.
So get on YouTube and just look up Daisymon 2 fan-made games, and there's like 3 different collections, like huge collections of these fan-made shmups, and at least 1 or 2 of them will blow your mind and have you like wanting to play this. So
If they don't, you can make your own.
Yeah,
Can't
make
you do
your
music
own.
with this. You can
Yes, you
do
can make
the
music
too.
with this.
You can make music with it too, so it's incredible. Like
I have tried it actually, and
Oh, really?
the instrument selection is interesting.
Right.
But I think it's an issue with the emulator I was using. The timing was a bit off, but you can make music with this, and you have a lot more range than compared with the Super Famicom version.
Mhm.
You have way more channels. You have reverb, for example. the power of the custom sound processor, and you can do a lot of stuff with this. Just play it, please. Do yourself a favor and enjoy this amazing toolbox, because it is a toolbox, really.
It really is. It's like RPG Maker, but instead it's like Shmup Maker. And there's like animations and stuff like that. There are all sorts of stuff. Really, you're only limited by your imagination with this. It's kind of like with the I don't know, that DS thing, like the Flipnote Studio. At first it was like simple stuff, and then you find people doing like entire music videos with Flipnote,
or like an entire like that. I've been looking at the one person on Twitter that's been doing that, like with the Flipnote. I thought it's the dude that does all that art for it. I can't remember. If anybody knows the name of him, let me know.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like the Let's Go Gambling dude. I forgot what it was called.
Right.
Those ones are really funny.
The sky's the limit with this, and a lot of folks like really tapped it out. A lot of the potential. So go to Cafe Alpha's site, and even if you don't buy the Gamers Cart, like check out some of the screenshots, and you can even download the shmup packs from that site. They have like the collections.
Nice.
So highly recommend.
So our next article here is written by Bo Bales. He's come up with another under the microscope expose on a Saturn game, and this time it is Battle Sport, which is, I think, kind of a little known game, because Battle Sport, I believe, only did it come out in Japan? I'm not sure, but it didn't come out in Europe. It only came out in North America, and it was like December 31st, 1997. It was technically one of the last Saturn games in the US.
Which is crazy, considering it was like kind of an early 3DO title. It was like, the graphics are pretty crude. This is like one of the most expensive long boxes, considering what it is. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's not like Panzer Saga expensive, but it's incredibly expensive considering what it is. Like, it's one of those games that just got a really low print run, and it's always expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, I personally prefer water sports, but I think Battle Sport's also good.
Yeah, it's kind of like sort of like you're playing soccer in a hover tank, but you can also shoot the other hover tank while you're trying to like get the energy ball into their goal. So yeah, it's sort of an interesting take. Anyway, so what's that, Dave?
Oh, I was just saying, I think that games like what's the soccer game with the cars? It's
Rocket League.
Rocket League. Games like Rocket League, I feel, have kind of like borrowed from this. Like this is like a very ancient predecessor to that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
definitely.
but yeah, no, it's not bad. I've played some of it. It's actually better than you would think. But yeah, so
kind of like a weird Twisted Metal inspired game almost.
Yeah, maybe it was trying to capitalize on the Twisted Metal thing too. Well, it came out on the 3DO before Twisted Metal, though. If anything, Twisted Metal ripped off of them.
That's true. Twisted Metal, better comparison.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so Bo Bales found that there were a bunch of unreported cheat codes for the 3DO and Saturn versions of this game. All of them are entered at the mode select screen. The buttons are the same for both the 3DO and the Saturn, provided you interpret L as LS and R as RS. So yeah, he's got some different codes here for playing the credits and playing the opening cinematic and a couple other cinematics in the game. Just skipping ahead and looking at them. Your tournament ends here, the champion one. He doesn't think that anyone knew about these cheat codes before, so these are new. We've got them on our website, or of course you can check his blog on Substack. He also found codes that unlock opponents you can play against. A whole bunch of different opponents, including the secret Quasar opponent, who's
from
like
Quasar,
he is in his own 3DO game, so he's kind of like a joke thing. And there's also a code to unlock everyone except for Quasar, so that's kind of a weird one too.
I keep getting him mixed up with Blast Man.
Yeah, it does look similar.
The dude that Phil Hartman voiced. I forgot what the character's name was.
Blasto?
Is it Blasto? Is that the one Phil Hartman voiced?
I can't remember.
Maybe.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's also a bunch of codes to choose different tanks for yourself, including a code that'll just unlock all the tanks. Some of them are known previously, but the one for all tanks is new. And Bo Bales notes that
tanks.
Quasar's tank is way overpowered. There's also
Well,
a couple of
tanks
codes.
for nothing.
Yeah. There's also a couple of codes for playing in extra arenas. Once you do the code, you press left at the arena selection screen to see the additional ones. But I guess that they are a little like unfinished or something in the Saturn version because the ground texture is just gray instead of and untextured instead of blue like in the 3DO version. It's kind of weird looking.
I didn't see it being like maybe somebody forgot a layer, or maybe they just rushed it out.
Yeah. And then there's one code that he saw in the game that he doesn't know what effect it does. I'm not going to read it out because it's long. You'll have to just check the article on our site. But if
like
anybody
right
can figure out what it does, oh yeah, I got it behind me too.
ABC,
Thanks,
ABC,
Pat.
LA, LB, LC, RA, RB, RC. Yeah, it is kind of long. But
Yes,
he doesn't know what it does.
Yeah, he said it seems to be kind of in the area of where sound effects are being referenced, so maybe it alters sound effects somehow, but he couldn't hear a difference. So, yeah, very interesting. Kind of cool to always get some new cheat codes no one knew about before. So if you want to check out Battle Sport and see what this crazy game is all about, you can unlock all the tanks and some extra stages and stuff with all these codes. Very cool.
I'm excited for his teaser next. Looks like it's some Power Stone deep dive, which I'm excited for.
Yeah. He does tease a Power Stone article coming up next. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I do actually remember this coming soon image. Like I could have sworn the shown on the demo disc, but without the mail to Gyoken at powerstone.com.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's about. Maybe, yeah, no, it's like Goiken or something like that at powerstone.com.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe it's like a developer's email or something like that, or maybe it's like a PR email or something.
Right.
But it's like .com, which is weird because usually that's a US one. If it'd be co.jp if it was like the Japanese one, because all of like the Japanese games had a co, like through the website was always like co.jp on the Japanese one. So that's what's interesting to me. But yeah, so check that one out. Let us know, Bo. Post the Power Stone on the site if you can. I want to see that one. I want to see it. All right, so this is another.
Next, we got the Saturn tribute titles. Four
Yes.
title.
They announced 4 of them.
And what titles? Wow.
So, yeah, okay. I know. They're pretty wild. So, yeah, like City Connection, the publisher that's been doing all these Saturn tribute modern re-releases of Saturn games, they teased last month that there's going to be a continuation to the line. They're going to announce the new game. They didn't say how many games they would be announcing. It turned out to be 4. They are Steam Hearts, Advanced VG, and Farland Saga 1 and 2. So I found that the correlation between all 4 of these being announced at once is that they were all published by the same company in Japan only, of course, on the Saturn back in the day, and that company was TGL. TGL does still exist today, but they are called Intergram. So that's kind of neat. They're still around.
They're known for those one-handed video games, if you know what I'm saying.
They're all TGL game. Well, now Farland Saga is not a one-handed quote-unquote game, as far as I know. Those are strategy titles that are in the same series as the Farland Story series of RPGs. These were sort of like strategy spin-offs, I think, maybe. And there are quite a few Farland Story games. I don't know if any of them have been localized ever. So I'm pretty sure those aren't going to ever come out in the West.
Yeah, this is going to be Japanese only, Captain Hawden. Those aren't getting localized.
Yeah, kind of like the Suchi Pai Mahjong games. Like those are full of Japanese, and you kind of need to know Japanese to know what's going on with them. Now, Steam Hearts and Advanced VG also do have some Japanese in them. They're not localized. Advanced VG in particular does have I think there's some story mode or something to the arcade mode. It's a fighting game, and that's all in Japanese. But I mean, it's a fighting game, so you don't really need to know what they're saying to enjoy the game. And Steam Hearts is a vertical shoot 'em up, so you don't really need to know Japanese to enjoy that game either. In fact, not knowing Japanese might actually make it better.
Honestly, yeah, especially Steam Hearts. Right, the story is pretty bad.
I can't believe they've got a C rating on that, which is like 15 and up.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That's still a little boring. Like if you know what this game's about.
Right. Yeah. So I guess I'll I'll say it because I do mention it in the story that Steam Hearts and Advanced VG are being kind of paired together, and they're coming out first before Farland Saga 1 and 2. They're going to be set for a May 29th launch in Japan. They haven't mentioned anything about a Western release, but they did say these are coming out on the Switch, the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and PC via Steam. Now, when a game comes out on Steam, usually we can buy those in the West outside of Japan too. So I imagine we'll probably be able to get these games at least on Steam the same day as Japan on May 29th or 28th, on our side of the planet. And why would they put it on Xbox One if they're not going to put it out in the West? Because no one has an Xbox One in Japan. So yeah, I think we're probably going to get them at least digitally. They are releasing physical copies of the Switch and the PS5, and there's like collector's editions and crazy stuff. But those are probably going to be just locked to Japan. I'd be surprised if those ever found like an English distributor. We're still waiting on the Clear River Games physical edition of Assault Suit Lanos 2. We'll see.
We'll
Anyway,
get eventually.
so Steam Arts and Advanced VG probably are going to be released separately in digital format, even though they're being packaged together in physical format. Just from looking at the official website, it kind of insinuated that. So that's nice. You just want to get one or the other. They are being kind of paired together, probably because they're both they both share a lot of a sexual content, sort of a theme to them.
Very
Steam
sexually charged.
Yeah, Steam Hearts is particularly infamous for voice acting that depicts the protagonist sexually assaulting each stage's boss after the player has defeated her. Although the accompanying still frame imagery is somewhat censored in the Saturn version. The original release on the PC 98...
Censored is a very nice way of saying what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
they literally remove nipples. That's it.
Yeah, they put some white light over the nipples. That's about it. And you get to see those nipples in the PC 98 original from 1994. But that version did not have voice acting. The voice acting was added to the Saturn version. So there you go. I don't know if that makes it any better or worse. Advanced VG, on the other hand, which VG stands for Variable Geo, by the way. It isn't as lurid as Steam Hearts, but it does depict each of its all-girl cast's clothes being shredded after they lose a fight. The Saturn version is also toned down, like Steam Hearts, from the PC 98 predecessor, which was named Variable Geo instead of Advanced VG. Came out in 1993. And that version showed uncensored nips. So there you go. They did censor the Saturn version a little bit, so maybe it's just enough.
Free the nips.
It's going to get a C SHIRO rating. I don't know. They might even tone down the artwork even more. I guess somebody in chat said it kind of looked like they saw something indicating that they might. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I wonder if they'll tone down any of the voice acting, because there's some moaning in there. There's it's. Like I say, like if you're an adult,
can't play this game with other people.
Right,
yeah, you don't play this with people in the house.
No.
Or or do and just see what happens. Yeah. Like, what the hell are you? I think I was playing this for the podcast when we were. And Meg was like, "What the hell are you playing?"
Yeah, the things that I think I don't know if this is censored or this is before this, because I know this frame that she is topless at one point, but like I don't know if this is the censor, because I haven't played it in like years, so I don't remember if this comes off or this is the censor. So if anybody is more familiar with the game than I am, let me know.
Yeah, I don't remember either, because I played it once to check it out years ago, and Bunny had a similar. Like kind of a reaction where she looked up from her phone when she heard the sound.
Like, Nick was saying the same thing. I think Nick had the same experience.
His wife.
Panda. Yeah. And he's like, this is I don't feel comfortable playing this game.
Yeah.
Because it's also we failed to mention they're siblings. They kind of do it. Yeah, there's incest as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they do stuff all right.
That's going on as well. I forgot to mention that.
It's neat. We're getting another shmup from them and a fighting game too. I think it's the first fighting game we've had in the Saturn tribute line.
An obscure one too.
Yeah, it is a little obscure. It's a cool game. I've played it. It's just that these are both not exactly for all ages. So there's that. The Farland Saga games, which we probably are not even going to sniff getting, but just for what it's worth, they don't really have any platforms or release date set for them outside of just they're coming in 2025, so sometime later. So at least those games will be more available for Japanese gamers, I guess. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Keep an eye out on when it drops. Do they have a release date for it, or is it just 2025?
Well, for Farland Saga 1 and 2, yeah, just 2025. But for Advanced VG and Steam Hearts, they're coming out May 29th. So
Alrighty.
4 months away or so, a little under 4 months.
So if you guys need a good one-handed game, definitely don't think I'd recommend it, but I mean, if you guys like really strange game, I mean, honestly, I might get it for the fighting game alone, and it's only for the fighting game. It's totally not for Steam Hearts.
Do you have one of those ASCII controllers, the one hand?
So, yeah, I got the one-handed ones.
Oh yeah,
I actually want one of those.
Features in these games too. I didn't mention. They didn't look like they revealed the extra features for Advanced VG in the live stream that they did talking about these games. But they did show off being able to display a command list on the side of the screen, so that's helpful. And they did show off the extra options for Steam Hearts. That one, you're going to be able to reduce damage, have weapons carry over to the next stage, play a boss rush, and add a player 2, like a co-op player. And you can also display an item list on the side of the screen. So yeah, some extra cool stuff that makes these Saturn tribute, releases. Special. It's not just not just like the usual save states and rewinding and stuff.
Right. Cool. And you can own like multiple games from the Saturn library on your Switch or on your
or Steam.
Or Steam. Yeah, at this point you can have an entire shelf of these releases because they've done quite a few.
They are. There's there's just a ton now. So definitely go pick it up.
Yeah, these will make it 21 games that they've released now in the Saturn Tribute line.
Pretty impressive. Yeah,
the Saturn is our future.
It's a good good amount of dedication. So there. Well, and remind me because I forget what the naming. When it says Saturn Tribute or when it says SF, what was the convention there?
Tribute. So
S Tribute.
So the S Tribute games. We figured out GSK used to be co-host. Now he's on like Mastodon and Blue Sky. GSK pointed this out that the S Tribute games are digital only. They get no physical release.
Right.
The Saturn Tribute games do get physical releases if they don't have like a bunch of extra options to them. Like they have some. And then the Saturn Tribute Boosted, which they've only had like 2 of those. Well, I guess 3. Those have like even more extras to them. They go like all out on adding cool stuff to those games.
And you confirmed that it was the Zebra? Was it Zebra emulator that was based on SSF?
Yeah, they say that they use the Zebra engine to do this, but like people poked around the code and found that it looked like it was just like a modified version of the SSF emulator. So they must have paid the SSF emulator developer, to like help them out. I imagine they must have had some kind of like an exclusivity period for a couple of years because the SSF emulator like got taken down or something off of the.
It was like
internet.
Open source, and then it was brought back to closed source, and everybody called us liars because Pat and I did a show where we were talking about how it went open source, and everybody was like, "No, it didn't." We're like, "Well, I mean, it was for a moment there."
Time.
But you're right. Like maybe they offered him some money, and he's like, "Oh yeah, money."
But I mean, what was it last year? SSF finally got updated again for the first time in a long time. So maybe his contract's up and now he's able to kind of work on it freely again. I don't know.
Right.
So that's that. Our last story here is written by Pat this week.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to text somebody. More info on the new Cotton game has been announced. So this was announced last year. I think it was like in May of last year, something like that. They originally announced that the new Cotton reboot, High Tension. So for those that don't know, Cotton got a original back in 2019. The Japanese store Beep announced that they were doing their first publishing, and it would be a game Cotton reboot. and later on they would also go and publish Cotton Rock and Roll on top of that. So it was like a 3-game project. It was that one. They announced the tribute, and then the of course Cotton Rock and Roll. But this game is interesting because it's not a sequel to Cotton Rock and Roll. It's actually a sequel to Cotton Reboot, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
So
I don't know.
So yeah, this game is because I was confused. I thought it was one of those, like, the Sonic X Shadow things. I thought it was one of those, but apparently it's a sequel game so it's a sequel to the reboot, but it's not a sequel to Rock and Roll or the other ones, which is weird. And apparently there's another Cotton Rock and Roll 2 coming out on top of that. That's coming out this year.
And Cotton Reboot was basically just a remake of the original Cotton game.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I guess this is like a new sequel, but in that same new rebooted style.
Yeah, I believe so. So the way that the game works, the story of it that I was able to piece together through Google Translate, and several misgenderings of characters which left me confused.
Yeah.
Right.
Google Translate gets confused.
Yeah. So the story is that apparently a willow comes to life, like actually becomes a person and becomes self-aware and starts wreaking havoc on the land, probably tired of getting eaten by everybody and having a hyperactive red-haired girl in a broom try to fight for her all there, and just starts wreaking havoc.
Interesting.
So the solution that they found was Silk was like, wait, Cotton eats willows, why don't we have Cotton eat her? And I'm like, well, I'm sure there's a translation misstep there, because there's a lot of double entendres you can go with that, but I'm assuming it's Google Translate mistranslating that. But I imagine it's a sort of thing where it's like, let's have her like consumer, like actually like eat her as a, you know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a personification of a willow.
Yeah, there's no double entendres there.
To be ironic there. It's very, very earnest.
Yeah,
I think they just mean Cotton's gonna eat that personification of a willow.
Exactly.
This
there
is
we go.
interesting.
I was trying to word that without being
so wait,
nasty.
what is Kuidaore Night Dreams? Is that how they say Cotton? Kuidaore?
No,
I
just
think it's a new subtitle.
New subtitle.
They do a different subtitle for each Cotton game.
Oh, okay.
Like Magical Night Dreams. I don't know what that means though.
Kuidaore. All right, well, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but essentially that's based on the story. There's actually a new character that's actually playable. I think it's one of the new playable characters in quite a while. Is a character called Macaroon, which is the deputy director of the Food Safety and Defense Agency, who came to assist Cotton after the Willows Rebellion.
So I think it's very funny that they named the new character Macaroon.
Yeah.
Kuidaore is to eat oneself bankrupt, or eat until you drop. I guess eat until you drop would be that's how it was originally translated. Yeah, eat until you drop. Magical. Eat until you drop night dreams.
So how would you translate that into one word in English? Like, I don't even know how you
eating
do it.
Frenzy, maybe, or maybe buffet.
Buffet night dreams.
Yeah, honestly, like that'd probably or like or something like that. Or
eating
what's
frenzy?
Yeah, gorging night dreams. Gluttonous night dreams. I like that one.
Gluttonous night dreams. Yeah, that's a good one. You should do that.
So yeah, that's the info on the thing is very scarce in English, so I had to do a lot of Google Translate and a lot of assumptions, and I almost got messed up because there was a character, I forgot what her name was. Was it Wool? Yeah, Wool.
Yeah, like the main bad guy.
Yeah, who was the main bad guy in several games. I guess she's in the game, but for some reason her design looked very masculine-esque, so I thought, and then when I translated, it kept saying he over and over again. It's like, I asked the chat, I was like, did they swap the gender on her, or is this like a?
I don't think so.
No, and we found out that was Google Translate doing some.
Right. Yeah.
Dan let me know, but I put in the Nihon chat to ask them, and Dan pretty much like, yeah, they just messed up the name of it.
Yeah.
Essentially, just a
good old zero pronoun. I find that's what happens a lot with translation, machine translation. It just assumes he. It should. I would say it should just assume they them. You know, just to be safe, right? And also, then that wouldn't be confusing to me because I'm watching an anime and all of a sudden they say the person's name and then 2 sentences later they say he, and I'm like, wait, that's a girl, and I know better, you know. So I'm like, okay, it must be AI translation, and it just couldn't deal with the zero pronoun in Japanese, you know. So anyway.
But yeah, this new character, they had a nice website that showed off all like the VAs, all of the info. Honestly, I miss websites like this. I remember back in the 2000s and late 90s, we get websites like this. There's all like colorful, all cool links, all character information. Like you can just go through, look at all the character thing. Like I love websites like this, but but like we don't get any like these cool ones in the West, which makes me very sad. Yeah, we got the goddess of the willows. We got the willow herself. Got the new character Macron.
I think the old web is coming back a little bit too, though. You know, because like people are getting tired of the whole flat design minimalist thing, and going back to like skeuomorphism. I keep seeing like younger artists and younger people getting interested in that like 90s cluttered, you know, GIF and image map.
Funny, even the 90s internet can come back into style.
Right?
Yeah, because like all this looks cool. I love the look of this. Like this is...
What was the site that we loved? The Baroque website.
Yeah, that website's one of my favorite websites of all time.
It's got all the comforts of a modern website in terms of like what it offers and everything like that, but it looks retro. It looks really old, and I just love it. Tons of GIFs, like animated GIFs on it. Yeah, it's awesome. So.
And I think Dave did some sort of our website where it's like it's very, especially with that background that's animated. I think it's very, very web 1.0, which I appreciate. But that's what you did, right? You had the animated like things going up.
Which? What?
On the website, the background of our website, the
background of our website. Oh yeah, but they're not animated. I tried to have them be animated, and they like broke everybody's browser. And Knight scolded me. He's like, you don't do like a live test like that. And
listen, like, we test in production like real men.
Right? Test in production. Yeah, so I tried it for a moment and it like broke people's browsers, so I just decided to go static there. But hey, at least our website works on Netlink.
On Saturn, yeah. And it looks very nice. I like our website a lot.
I actually my little netbook here was not happy with all of the like plugins we have on the side of the SHIRO website combined with all of the crap that YouTube's got going on. I only have 2 tabs open on my browser. That's it. And they both crashed at one point during the show. So I'm like, So I'm like reloading them. And I thought, you know what? Maybe for the SHIRO website, I'll go to our 1.0, HTML 1.0 version that RayMe is hosting, shiro.ray.me. And that's much better because now the laptop's fine. Like it can handle this.
It can handle that, no problem.
I'm looking at our Saturn version of our website. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I remember when there used to be dial-up warnings for large images in forums, and like I get scolded for making a giant image, but now it's like you don't think about it anymore. It's really funny. But anyways, going back to the announcement, they also announced that there's not going to be a regular edition, but a special physical edition on top of that for the PS5 and Nintendo Switch. Sony PS4 is relegated to digital only, so sucks to be you, PS4 owners. And it comes with a soundtrack, the game, and actually a teacup in the theme of the new Cotton game, the reboot. Unfortunately, I really wish I had the full collection. I only have the one for, I believe the Cotton reboot is the only teacup I have for it, but I know they did them for a bunch of different games, and I only have it for that one, which makes me sad. I would love a collection of teacups. But to be fair, though, I probably wouldn't drink out of it because I'd be too worried about breaking them.
I have 2 Cotton teacups. I'm looking at them right now. One of them is for the Cotton 2 Guardian Force collection. The other one, I think, might be the reboot one. I don't remember.
Oh, wait, there's a teacup for the Guardian collection? I didn't remember if they had that one.
I'll take a picture. I'll put it in chat. I've also got a little like Cotton figurine that came with the collector's edition leaning against it.
Oh yeah, no, I have the one for the Rocket and Roll, but I didn't know they had one for the Saturn tribute. I only thought they had like a bunch of arcade banners. I got.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check mine again. Maybe it's in there. Maybe I missed it.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's the long box one, right? Just the big long box for the Saturn Tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll double check mine. Maybe I might be wrong, but yeah, I definitely want to pre-order this on. It's sold out right now on Amazon, but I put a link to Rakuten. Like you can't go through. I don't think you buy Rakuten directly, but I have it linked to the Bai version of it. So if you click on that, it'll send you to the Bai version, and you can check it out with Bai. But it is still available on Rakuten. It's about $65, which isn't bad for that. With switching, it's probably gonna be like about maybe $80. So. That for the special, and it comes in like they said it came in like a crate thing, like a treasure chest.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd be really cool to be able to get one of those. So I'm looking forward to getting that. And yeah, if you guys want to pre-order, you can pre-order here. The Amazon ones for limited edition are sold out for the Switch. I think the PS5 one is there. I kind of want to get the Switch one because I have all of them on Switch, so... Yeah. I think I need to get Switch for that one, but I'll pre-order that one. I'll probably put in pre-order next week for that, and I'll let y'all know because I want that one. I want it bad. I love my cotton games.
Me too.
But yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else, guys, before we leave?
Just shouts to our community members. Shouts to Double Dime and Gregory Rasputin and Joe and all those guys in the committee for is it called the committee or the council? The council. Sorry, the committee council.
The Council of Saturn.
For organizing our community challenge, which was great. It ends today. If you haven't done it, I guess get on right now and try to beat everybody's time in 1 hour. That's not going to happen.
No, you got 6 hours or so.
I believe in
6
y'all.
hours. Yeah,
Like
you can
hours.
do it.
But super, kudos to those guys for the work they put in. Thank you to Raimi, of course, Super Ray, for hosting our site in HTML 1.0. Thank you to Joe for all the netlink goodness that has rained down upon our community over the past couple years, for getting Saturn online. Thanks to Saturn Memories for the Saturn Archive, and for Private Eye for hosting for maintaining the fan translations page. And thank you for Bo Bales for the hacks and cheats. Every week we get new hacks and cheats, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And So anyway, thanks to everybody in the community.
Yeah, I just want to say, KS, I'm still waiting for my cotton physical from Strictly Limited. Ooh, yeah, I'm still waiting on mine. I'm supposedly getting a Rainbow Cotton limited edition, but I don't know when that's coming out.
Me too.
So.
Oh yeah, Shadow's right. Thanks to our mods as well. Thanks to all our Discord mods and our YouTube mods here. Shadow Mask
Pat,
in
do
particular.
You have
Thank you, bro.
Patreon jingle.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I'll read the Patreons out. I almost forgot about that. Sorry, Patreon members. You almost got forgotten about. Just joking.
No. Jingle.
Yes, the jingle is now playing. I think it's loud enough. I'll raise it up a little bit. Yeah, just played. Anyways, shouts out to our patrons: Murder of Crows, Emil Nova, Johannes Fetz, Paul Blort, Sega Steve, Cerillion, Chris Piper, Daniel Fredrickson, Derek Pesquilla, aka A-Team, EO42, Fat Drunk Friend Otaku, Jim Clasherank, Landme Productions, Momphis, Normal Guy, Nutrageous, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinked, Stoneman, The Sega Guys, and Young Money Sawee, or Young Rhythm Swee.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. If you guys want to be shouted out on the show, you can back us up at the $10 level. You'll get shouted out on the show. $3 and above, you'll get early content access, like early podcast, early content from us, from SHIRO, early Sega Guys, early Pandemonium videos, and of course, like early fan translations. So any first look peeks that we get from our great friends. So thank you guys again. And if you use backup us at you also get insider access to chat with us in the SHIRO insider chats. So if you guys want to yell at us directly, or talk about the show, or say, oh, there's something wrong with the sets or something, that'll go directly to us. That's our priority ones. Yeah, I think I set those for our priority. I haven't been on the Discord as much anymore. I've been kind of trying to, stay super a bit focused. But I'm still listening. If you guys at me, I'll listen to that immediately. So
I tend to share more personal stuff on the insider chat too. Like just because at least I'm not like, doxing myself to a
Yeah,
bunch of people.
if you want to
know,
see, if you want to see Dave's kids,
do you want to see my
no,
I mean, but,
no, that sounded
seriously,
really
like,
weird. I'm sorry.
no, well, we don't talk about just Saturn stuff in the insider chat. We just talk about like everyday stuff,
But we have like
so,
an insider
Pictures.
show discussion too. Yeah, we show pictures like as well of our daily lives. Like I know that Pudgy
we
posts
send nudes. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's
Not
the other
those kind of
insider chat.
pictures.
That's the 30. That's the 50 on up
Double
level.
secret.
Yeah.
You get the
Double
sexy
secret.
pictures
In
I
all
send to my
seriousness.
girlfriend.
If you can't afford,
Oh, Dave died.
Oh yeah, lost Dave's audio.
Your mic's gone, Dave.
Dave.
Dave, he can't hear us. Oh no.
Well, he's spieling.
He can't hear
He's
us. Oh no. I don't
Dave
think he.
muted really bad.
I don't
Okay.
think he knows that he's not. Oh, that he's fixing it now. He just noticed it.
Okay.
He just noticed it.
At least Robot Dave can be heard.
But this Dave could be seen.
Well, I think he was trying to say to everybody that if you can't support us financially, that's okay. Just engage with the community, be a part of the community. You can join our Discord server, which I linked in chat a couple minutes ago. We have accounts on X and Blue Sky and Facebook where you can, see our updates from us and talk to other Saturn fans. So yeah, and any of that's awesome because that's really what SHIRO is all about.
Dave, Dave, do you able to? You good? Or is your mic
Dave looks
dead?
resigned to his fate.
He's like, I'm done. Yeah. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, it's just not
I'm
working.
sorry,
All
Dave.
right.
Dave is silent now, but he's there. He didn't leave. He's here. All
Yeah.
right, but I guess with that,
Jeez.
thank you guys for watching, and remember, you must play Sega Saturn. I'm so sorry, Dave.